On deck here is Colusa. Ken Allman, who's the Cogen Director for the Colusa Indian Community Council, will be presenting on two projects. The first is the Housing Energy Connection Project, which is to expand the tribal utility electric service to tribal homes and facilities. And the second project is the Solar Canopy Expansion Project to install about 507 kilowatts of solar PV that are integrated on the parking lot canopies. Ken, you are on.
Hello. Hopefully my audio is working well. Thank you, Tweety. So my name is Ken Allman, and I am the now the Tribal Utility Authority Director for the Colusa Indian Community Council in Colusa, California. This is the second year for a pair of projects that were approved for Department of Energy funding. So I'll be discussing the background on each of these projects and where they each sit now. Next slide, please. This slide is just a quick outline of the presentation. I'll give a brief summary of the tribe that I represent, provide descriptions of both projects, explain our location and the project participants, and finally give an update on where the projects currently sit. Next slide, please. So the Colusa Indian community consists of over 150 members residing in the heart of Northern California's agricultural land on a 290-acre reservation along the Sacramento River, about 4 miles north of the Colusa city limits on Highway 45. The CICC owns and operates the Colusa Casino Resort, which is powered by the Tribal Utility Authority's cogeneration plant. And the TUA's microgrid provides highly reliable power to the casino and hotel resort, as well as tribal administration buildings, water and wastewater treatment facilities, a medical clinic, various ag loads, and several homes. Next slide. The Housing Power Project, that's what we're calling it, the first project, expanded existing underground medium voltage distribution to more than 30 homes, a daycare, a mechanical shop, some irrigation pumps, and a sewer lift station, which all received electric service from PG&E. As part of the project, AMR, or automatic meter reading, and AMI, advanced metering infrastructure, were also installed to allow the tribe to set up its own electric metering. Next slide, please. The Solar Canopy Expansion Project is a solar PV system integrated with a carport canopy in the parking lot to the east of the casino and just north of the existing parking canopy system. The new canopy is rated at 507.6 kW DC or 448 kilowatts AC. This project interconnected with the existing tribal-owned microgrid generation system at medium voltage and uses existing electrical infrastructure from the existing parking lot canopy solar system in order to reduce system costs. Next slide, please. Here's a map showing the reservation's location in relation to the surrounding area. So we are in Colusa County in Northern California, just a few miles north of a small town called Colusa, which itself is about an hour north of Sacramento. On the right, you'll see a Google Earth image that details the bulk of the project location. Next slide, please. So this is what we refer to as the new reservation, which is where the majority of the tribe's housing exists and where the bulk of this housing power project work was completed. Next slide.
Yes, now yes. You're back. We can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure where I left off. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So I guess I'll just repeat where I started. So on this image, you'll see the red lines, and these show several, more of the several miles of medium voltage cabling that was installed for this project in order to provide power to several loads at the far end of the new reservation. Next slide, please. So again, the red lines on this map indicate the path of the new medium voltage infrastructure, and you can see here several of the homes that are now powered by the Tribal Utility Authority in this image. Next slide, please. And again, so there you see the red lines showing the route of the medium voltage cabling, and these homes pictured here are at the end of the line of our microgrid and sit against the levee that borders the Sacramento River. Next slide, please. This is an image that details the proposed solar canopy expansion project location. So to the right, you'll see 4 blue boxes, and those represent the new canopies just to the north of the 4 existing canopies. And to the left, you'll see much of the casino resort, and at the top left is the tribe's cogeneration plant. Next slide, please. The primary business contact for these projects has been the tribe's chairman, Daniel Gomez, while I have served as the primary technical contact. Electrical engineering was provided by Andrew Humphrey Engineering out of Golden, Colorado. The solar carport structure and related equipment were all provided by SunPower, and labor was provided by Jevedon Industrial out of Red Bluff, California. Next slide, please. So the objective of the housing power project is to provide less expensive and more reliable electricity to the tribe for its members' homes and commercial, agricultural, and industrial facilities than PG&E can provide. Over the 30-year expected lifespan of this project, we anticipate savings of nearly $9.5 million. But equally important is the fact that this will take members' money away from PG&E and give it back to the tribe's Economic Development Corporation for future economic development. Next slide, please. The solar canopy expansion project costs about $2.3 million and will generate around $5.2 million in savings. It will reduce carbon emissions by approximately 10,000 tons of CO2 over the life of the project. And it will also reduce demand on and prolong the life of the tribe's existing conventional generators in the cogen plant. Next slide, please. So for some quick background on the housing power project, it's important to understand that the CICC owns and operates its own 6 megawatt cogeneration power plant, which powers an autonomous microgrid for the entire reservation. So our cogen plant also employs a 4 MVA battery UPS system, which has helped to maintain our record of 0 power interruptions over the last decade for the entire reservation. The microgrid powers the Colusa Casino Resort, tribal administration buildings, water treatment plants, a medical clinic, biodiesel shop, and several homes. The housing power project connects a total of 39 new loads to this existing microgrid. Next slide, please. And for some background on the solar canopy expansion project, the CICC owns an existing solar canopy I spoke about earlier. That one is rated for 336 kW AC, and that was constructed in 2014. And the expansion project brings the cogen's total solar capacity to just under 800 kilowatts AC. Next slide, please. Here are some photos of the housing power project's progress. So as of right now, all new infrastructure for this project is 100% installed, and all of the new loads are now being powered by the tribe's microgrid. Next slide, please. This is just an aerial photo showing the bulk of the new reservation. So all buildings in this photo are now powered by the Tribal Utility Authority instead of PG&E. At the bottom right is the daycare, and then there's a ring of homes that you can see. Some in the center also. There's a water treatment facility, and then the tribe's new baseball field. All of that, and in the back left, you'll see their main construction shop. So everything in this photo is now powered by the TUA, thanks to DOE's help. Next slide, please. These are photos of the solar canopy expansion project's progress, and these new canopies on the left, the back 4 canopies are the new ones. They have been producing power since July of this year. And to the right, you can see the equipment pad for the new transformer, switchgear, vault, inverters, communications equipment, all sorts of stuff. All that is left to complete for this project is really just the asphalt striping, and that'll be done before the end of the year. Next slide, please. So for any questions about either of these projects, please feel free to reach out to me personally anytime, either via email or on my cell. Thank you for your time, and thanks again to the DOE for helping the CICC to fund these already successful projects.